Well, welcome back to Restaurant Review. It's Saturday, the 14th of December, a couple of weeks away from Christmas 2002. Can you believe that? I'm your host, Bob Bockelman, and we appreciate you coming back to us here on 77 at 3 p.m. on Saturdays for Restaurant Review. Real quickly, for those that know, we debut new restaurants, always our priority, and new musical guests, and bring on the old line once we run out of new. But we've on about our 35th show, and we only had to bring on one old line restaurant to show how New Orleans continues to proliferate with new restaurants. So that's great. That feeds your curiosity, and of course it feeds our bellies and puts food on the table for the chefs, and we're glad for that. Don't forget our website, www.restrevue.com, RESTREVUE.com. We've been getting a lot of email from a lot of out-of-towners who are coming into our city looking for particular types of restaurants or information. So don't be a stranger to it. Send us some things. Give us recommendations on restaurants you might know about, dishes you'd like to hear about, chefs you'd like to see, musical groups, or if you'd like to come and join us in the studio. All right, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and do our usual stroll to the rear of the studio to introduce to you our musical guests for the day. Follow me, please. Okay, we're here with Kevin. Here we go. I'll get back in here. Kevin C. Burke of New Orleans, native of New Orleans. Is that right? Welcome to the show. Kevin's been singing a mighty long time, and we're really glad to hear that. We hear you're working on a CD and almost complete.
That's
is that right?
It should be ready for the 21st when I perform at the Neutral Ground.
Oh, great. He's giving a clue for where we love to get talent from the Neutral Ground. So you'll be on the 21st of December?
That's right.
You know about what time?
Yes, at 8 to 9 p.m.
There you go. Nice, reasonable time. And any other appearances?
Tipitina's at 10 p.m.
Great. Now, do you know what the CD is going to be titled?
It'll probably be self-titled, just my name, Kevin.
Well, sure. You got to get your face and your name out there.
Yeah.
All right, folks, take a listen. I know he's going to do. It's got a tough song name at first, so I think it's Cancer of the Pain of the. Anyway, let me let him introduce it and take it away for us, Kevin.
Thanks a lot. The song is called Cancer of the Pain. I'm so afraid of being alone that I'm willing to pretend I'm in my own space, safe and away from the judgments of other men. Oh, 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 oh. But it's not so bad, because I have imagination. No, it's not quite bad when you celebrate the cancer of the pain. The cancer of the pain. The cancer of the pain. Cancer of the pain. La 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 la. La 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 la. So I'm afraid of being alone. Impossible insanity. I could stand up to dance right here, but who would come with me? No one, no one, no one, no one, no. No one, no one. but it's not so bad, because I will dance regardless. No, it's not quite bad when you celebrate cancer of the pain, cancer of the pain, cancer of the pain, all for the cancer of the pain, all for the cancer of the pain, cancer of the pain. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Nice. That was Kevin C. Burke, and he'll be back for a couple more songs during the show. Well, in addition to our musical guest, of course, we are proud to bring you a new restaurant, only opened about 3 months, in our neighboring parish of Jefferson, METAIRIE, and across from the huge Lakeside Shopping Center. So very, very convenient, very visible. And this restaurant is an offshoot of a restaurant that was formerly on the North Shore. And it's a Thai restaurant. You know, we've had at least two Thai restaurants on our show so far. So there's only a couple of Thai restaurants in Jefferson Parish, so this is a welcome addition. Not only that, though, it's really an elegant dining Thai restaurant. That doesn't mean from the price standpoint, I mean from the look. The people that put these restaurants together do a beautiful job aesthetically to make a very formal but comfortable looking restaurant. So without further ado, and you can see the beautiful menu cover, and those are the themes of the colors, black and white, as we see a little bit on our screen here today. The name of the restaurant is Cafe Equator, and we want to welcome today's show. We do have the sous chef with us. Her name is PROFINES RONGREN, and that's a lot for me to say, and almost as bad as my last name. And PROFINES, she said the best thing to do is to call her Pim. Welcome to the show, Pim.
How are you doing?
Great, great. We really appreciate you coming and help us out because they're new and they've really hit on very, very quickly. So she's the floor manager. She's really a girl Friday out there helping out, but knows all the dishes, has worked in the kitchen. So she's been able to help us out and come on the show to in order to allow the restaurant to stay open, because the restaurant is open every day of the week. They're open for lunch all the way through dinner, and they're open lunch every day, Monday through Saturday, and they're open dinner Monday through Sunday. So they only close for Sunday lunch, but they don't shut down in between, so people like me who are late lunches will really find a place to go. You know how we like to find that 2:30, 3 o'clock kind of lunch place. This is great. Great, great, convenient, nice parking, beautiful location. And we want to talk about some of the unusual dishes. Being a Thai restaurant, they do have a lot of the standards, but they're bringing it to a new level because specifically, and we are starting a new thing we started last week, as you know, is that we're bringing some pictures of some of the food to the show. So it's going to be great for you to be able to see some of the dishes that we talk about and when we explain today. Because again, as you know, Asian food, now we don't know all the variations. There's so many different dishes. And Thailand being between China and India has the influence of both of those nations. And so there's a lot of things that they do. And what I like about it is, like I say, is the appetizer list. They have a list of about 8 appetizers. So I like to, what we call graze or tapas in Spanish, eat a lot of appetizers. In fact, I could go there and make a meal of just eating the appetizers. So we're really pleased, and even though a lot of the Thai restaurants have appetizers, we're going to try and focus on ones that you won't find in other Thai. We'll go through the list and tell you the others, but we want to today talk about specifically the ones that we think that are unique to this restaurant. And let's start off, remember the one that really is there. And again, Thai food is known for spice, so it's great for New Orleans for you to be spicy food. That's a great taste that we like. And they have a spicy beef spring roll. And I'm hoping our director can find, there's a dish with 3 appetizers on it, and I'm hoping he can find that so when we talk about it, you'll be able to see it. But Pim, let's talk a little bit about the spicy beef spring roll. So again, folks, right away, when you know spicy, you know this is going to be a zinger, a hot thing for our taste buds. So tell us what goes in a spicy beef spring roll.
Well, it's got some ground beef and glass noodles, potato.
Potatoes, okay.
That's right, and carrots, and season that with the yellow curry powder and fry and wrap it in the rice paper and fry to golden brown and serve with a cucumber sauce.
Okay, so you use curry. There's an influence of the Hindu or the Indian with the curry in it.
That's right.
And then you deep fry the rice paper,
That's
flash
right.
fried. And I know you have, all rolls come with dipping sauces. So what is the dipping sauce you have?
We have sweet plum sauce. We have the peanut sauce.
Okay. But does this one was served with your choice, or do you have a particular one you standardly serve with?
Well, it goes with the cucumber sauce.
Cucumber sauce. Now, for those who don't know this, folks, this is a great sauce. It's clear. It's very, very finely sliced cucumbers. But at the same time, it has a little sweetness to it, a little bit of chilliness in it. But it's a great, great sauce. One of the 3 top dipping sauces in Thailand. So that's a great combination. Okay, now we're going to move forward to our second one. We're still hoping our director can find that plate of 3 appetizers for you so you can also see, and we'll point it out to you once it comes on. But the second one, now this is really unique, and this one is so big. So even though we love, as I mentioned, appetizers, and what's good about this, having so many, like I say, about 8 or 9 of them on the menu, is that you can go through these and not only make a meal for yourself, but certainly if you have several other diners, because oftentimes these rolls or any of these appetizers will come 3 or 4 to a portion, so there's more than enough than for one person. And this way you can cut them or serve them whole and slice them and spread them around, and everyone gets a chance to taste and learn about all these new rolls. The second ones are so large. Now it comes 2 to a serving, but 1 is really too big, and it's called, as I said, Shrimp Paradise. This is a very large appetizer, each one. Now tell us what goes into it, because it's almost as big as a fish once they've put all the ingredients together. What's in the Shrimp Paradise,
Well,
please?
it's got shrimp and chicken, water chestnut.
Shrimp and chicken, okay.
Carrots and mushroom.
You said water chestnuts?
Water chestnut.
Carrots, mushrooms.
That's right.
Anything else?
Chicken and shrimp.
Uh-huh.
Mushroom, carrot, and batter that in.
So you put it in, right, you put it
Right.
together in a batter.
Right.
And then the shrimp is whole, obviously, in there because the tail is coming out. Well, this is one of our entrees. So the dish that we're looking at, Mr. Director, has 2 different plates. One plate has the 2 shrimp in the center, with the next thing we're talking about, and the other thing has some chicken dumplings with little pinwheels. So hopefully you can find. We've had a little trouble today, unfortunately, with our picks. We like to send pics to the restaurant, and some of them didn't come through. So bear with us, folks, but we're going to try and get those pictures to you, and we'll take our time with them and make sure you enjoy them visually as well as we're talking about. But as we mentioned, this thing is almost as big as a mini small pancake or a fish. So you batter it. The shrimp tail is coming out of it. The shrimp itself runs through it, plus the ingredients, chicken, shrimp, etc. And then what else do you do? Anything else to it?
No, just fried it into
Right.
golden brown.
And is that also served with a dipping sauce?
Right, it's served with the plum sauce.
The plum sauce. Now tell us about the plum sauce for those who are not familiar with. What goes into the plum sauce?
It's got a plum juice,
Okay.
little vinegar,
Vinegar?
some sugar,
Sugar?
and little bit of salt.
A little bit of salt.
That's right.
Okay. And you'll love these. In fact, like I say, if you get numerous ones of these that we're talking about, the different varieties of appetizers, then you'll be able to try all the sauces. Or if you're like me, just ask them to bring. Tell them you'd like to try a lot of their sauce, and they'll bring you small servings so you can start finding the ones you like. Because even though it might be apropos for a particular dish, that doesn't mean if you like another. I know I love satay sauces, which is a peanut butter and coconut milk. And I use that on different things that other dish people don't use. So don't be afraid to ask to try some of the other sauces, and don't be afraid to ask to switch around and have a different sauce for that particular appetizer. Okay, now the last of our appetizers, and that is going to be this is just pan-fried chicken dumplings. Now, you can get dumplings at any Asian restaurant, as you know, and the dumpling is in a dough batter and something stuffed in it. one of the really unique things about this one is usually they're shaped in either a round little packet, folded, a square that's folded up into a little packet, or maybe a crescent shape, like a mini crescent. But this one's done in a beautiful pinwheel, like a fan design. As it comes up, it has the little spokes. And tell us what the ingredients, obviously chicken. Tell us what you do to put on the inside the ingredients of the dumplings.
We got a mushroom light soy sauce.
Mushrooms, light soy, okay.
Carrots. Water chestnuts. A little bit of sugar.
And a little bit of sugar. Then
That's
you mold the dough into this pattern. And how do you serve them? How do you prepare them?
We steam it,
right.
And then pan fried it.
So it's combination, because many times some dumplings will just be steamed, some will be sautéed. Here it's a combination of both. Is that correct?
That's
You're
right.
steaming it and sautéing it. So that's going to be an unusual choice. And once again, I know there's going to be a dipping sauce with it. What is that?
It's vinaigrette sauce.
Vinaigrette?
It's got a light soy sauce, little oil, and some roasted garlic.
Roasted garlic. Very nice, very nice. There was one thing I know when I was there, of course, I had to try all the appetizers that we were going to talk about because I love to find the ones that we like the best that we talk about on the show. And I was speaking to Mark, the owner and head chef, and what the first appetizer we were talking about, the spicy beef roll, he had sliced them, instead of being your normal roll, which is the way it comes out, he had sliced them on the oblique. So it looked like a bamboo, stuffed bamboo, almost like how we stuff celery. Beautiful presentation. Now, normally he says he serves it the standard way, but, if you want to make him work one day, ask him to cut it on the oblique or serve it in the bamboo style, because it really, makes a beautiful presentation. Okay, well, let me talk a little bit about mentioning some of the other appetizers. Those are, like I say, our three favorites. We really enjoy those and very unique. But there's an Equator golden roll and an Equator fresh roll. And one of them is fried and one of them is not. Is that the difference? What's the difference between the Equator golden roll and the fresh roll?
The golden roll is got 3 minutes and it's got some carrots and they're fried and served with the plum sauce. The fresh roll, this one's not fried. They serve like soft in the rice paper.
Right, rice paper. This is my favorite, folks. In fact, a lot of Vietnamese started that with regard to. So whenever you see a fresh roll, usually means it's not fried. The rice paper is fresh and clean, but delicious, just as good as the fried. For those who don't like fried, and even though, again, the frying here is such very, very light, thin batter that it's not like heavy fried chicken, anything like that. So it's talking about very light sauteing in the rice paper. But the fresh one is really superb. They have other things like chicken satay, which is satay is where you cook it yourself over the fire. It's on a skewer, and again, this is where you have that peanut sauce or the cucumber dill sauce. They have they have 4 or 5. We don't want to give them all away because we do have a lot to go through the menu. All right, now next they have the soups, and we're going to touch real lightly. They have my favorite, the standard Tom Yum Goong, which you've heard, I know, on a previous show or elsewhere, which is a great shrimp, clear broth, but very spicy with lemongrass, mint leaves, wonderful, wonderful soup. And they have a couple others. But let's get on to salads because I was very surprised. Again, they have about 8 salads, and I know a lot of us are looking, especially with the holidays coming, trying to watch our weight in between the holidays and are looking for different salads. And once you've had one salad, they say it's the same. No, here just different. We have a lot of variety, and we want to talk a little bit about those. So the first one I wanted to talk about was very unusual, the mint leaf basil salad. Let's talk about the mint leaf beef salad. I said basil. Mint leaf beef. Tell us a little bit about that because it was delicious.
Well, it's sauteed slices of beef.
Thin slices of beef sauteed,
And season that with the chili paste.
Chili paste, okay.
Right, and a little bit of lime juice, a little bit of tamarind.
Tamarind.
And put some tomato.
Tomato, right.
Cucumbers,
right.
A little bit of sugar and salt.
Right.
And serve that over lettuce.
Over lettuce, right. So it's your basic lettuce, but the important thing is that cooking of that beef, really the warm beef tastes beautiful, beautiful on the salad. And another one just as impressive was the lemongrass calamari salad. I love both of these. Calamari, the squid. Tell us about this presentation because, again, what I like, folks, are warm salads mixed with the cold greens, and that's what we have in both of these salads, that contrast coming together to form a great union. So tell us about the calamari lemongrass salad.
It's sauteed calamari with the chili paste
Chili paste, okay.
Season that with lime juice.
Lime juice, yeah, of course. Yeah, great
Right,
fresh
and-
flavor.
And a lemongrass.
Lemongrass, which is a
Right.
wonderful thing. People don't know it. Lemongrass looks like bamboo shoot, but it's a wonderful flavor. And what else? Anything else in it?
Little sugar and salt.
Sugar and salt.
Just similar to the middle
Yeah, they are similar in the flavorings,
Right.
but totally different because of whether you use the meat or the seafood. So depending on which your preference, I would certainly recommend that. Now there's some really unusual ones, but what's really neat about this, folks, is a house salad. You don't know a house salad in most places, your lettuce, tomato, and maybe a piece of onion. And again, it's just something that either comes with the entree or is thrown together to fill you up, but really has no real presence at all. Again, I guess we're having trouble with our picks because we had some of these salads for you as well. This house salad served in a beautiful lotus bowl, and I want let her tell you. Of course, she has your basic ingredients, but let me let her elaborate a little bit, and I'll put in my 2 cents about why this is so much different than a typical house salad. Go ahead, Kim.
It's got lettuce,
Lettuce,
crispy
of course,
lettuce,
tomatoes.
slices of tomatoes, and
Right.
slices of cucumber,
Uh-huh.
and our dressing is plum dressing.
Right. So, like I said, first of all, it's served in a beautiful presentation of a lotus bowl. Great, just 3 basics, which not is totally unusual. Your fresh tomatoes, good, beautiful green lettuce, and nice cucumbers. But that plum dressing is very unique. So you're going to really enjoy that. It's not your standard, just ordinary made or store-bought dressing. So even if you order just a house salad, you're going to find it very, very enjoyable. But I'm telling you, there's other salads. There's squid salad. There's another seaweed salad. There's moonshine. So there's, again, numerous selections of salads, folks. So we've got great appetizers, good soups, great salads, whether you're doing lunch or dinner. And we'll then go ahead and start with our entrees. Now, once again, we've got a large set of entrees, so we've had to pick through some of these. We wanted to pick what we thought were the top 3. And the first one I want to talk about is the Savage Fish. And that's a name for it. That's a lot of, I don't know, might turn people off right away. Tell us why we call it Savage and how is it prepared, Pim?
Well, we batter that with the tempura batter and fry to the golden brown.
Well, first of all, we're taking, I think you standardly use tilapia.
we
is that
we
right?
use tilapia.
Tilapia,
That's
okay.
right.
You tilapia fillet and you're battering
Battered
it?
tempura
Okay.
batter and fried it,
Okay.
put it up on a plate, in a nice plate,
Uh-huh.
and we make the sauce separately.
In fact, Mr. Director, that picture that you showed before, that was the Savage Fish, I believe. So if you could bring that picture back up, if he's listening to me. Excuse me for interrupting, Pim. Then the one with the little bamboo shoots on top. Is that it right there?
That one is Pad Thai Supreme.
Oh, goodness, my
See the
mistake.
color?
Okay, we're going to be talking about that in a second. So keep that picture. We've got 2 more, and then that one we'll be talking about. So again, let's go back. Let's not confuse you. I'm sorry about that, folks. But we're back to the fish. So we batter the tilapia fish, and what else do we do with it? We
And
saute
then we're
it.
gonna prepare some sauce.
Okay.
Okay, just get some fresh chili, light mushroom soy sauce,
Okay.
and some garlic,
Garlic.
and saute that in a with shrimp, onions,
Okay.
and some basil leaf.
Basil leaf. All
That's
right.
right.
Great.
And after that, when it's done, just pour over the fish and garnish that with the fried basil leaves again.
Now, didn't it have a little spice to it too? I found it a little
It's
hot.
yes, it's very very hot.
Mentioned as hot. It was delicious, but it had the zest. That's what I'm telling you, folks. It really had a good zest. Tilapia was very nice fish in this particular dish. So for those who don't eat fish, fried fish, this would be a good time to try a fried fish. It's very light but unusual dressing. Now, another one that we want to talk about besides that is now this is another hot one. This is a signature dish called beef lava, one of my personal favorites. And again, if you eat beef, and even though I don't eat beef all the time, this is really a delicious dish using oranges. Tell us about how it's prepared.
Well, we saute slices of beef in
Okay.
aromatic Thai sauce.
All right.
Aromatic Thai sauce consists of
All right. What's in that?
curry paste,
Curry
actually.
paste?
And in curry paste, got a lot of spice.
Spices, sure.
Lemongrass.
Lemongrass again,
There's
okay.
some chili,
Chilies, all right.
garlic, galango. You know galango?
Galango, yes, I know what that is. But
And,
tell people what galango is, because I don't think they know what
galango is some roots that they
Right.
put in if anybody try tom kha gai or coconut chicken soup,
Right.
that is called galanga soup.
Galanga soup.
Tom
right,
kha
right,
gai.
okay.
And some other spices like chili powder.
Chili powder. Okay. And then, but it is so hot, folks. And then with oranges, I know they serve oranges. Don't you have oranges and part of the
That's right,
decoration?
uh-huh.
So it gives it a nice citrus flavor, but again, very, very significant. A soup assists with the heat. So again, we're picking up some of the hot dishes that I like, and I hope you all will like. As we know, Thai has sweet dishes with coconut milk. They have, again, the Indian and the Chinese influence. We're trying to pick out some of the really unique signature dishes of this restaurant. But again, when we finish, we'll also tell you about all, go through some of the regular entrees that you can have that are just as good as any other Thai restaurant. And lastly, once more time, we'll ask the director to bring that up. And this is the staple of Thai food is pad Thai, which is a noodle dish, excuse me. And what makes this one better, and you can put with that beef or seafood or combinations. Here we have a gorgeous one. So, Mr. Director, if you'll try one more time with that dish, and maybe we can show everybody the beautiful dish, Supreme. Why do we call it Supreme Pad Thai, Pim?
Because it's got a lot of seafood in it. It's got a combination of shrimp, calamari,
okay,
and soft-shell crab.
Yeah, if the picture comes up, you'll see in the center of the dish is a half of a baby soft-shell crab anchoring the dish as the center. There we go. Well, finally we're getting to see something. So let's show you what they got. As you see, coming out of the center is a beautiful soft-shell crab. We have shrimp. What else do we have? Is that squid in there as well?
Right. Calamari.
We have, again, the calamari we talked about. Any other seafood, etc.?
No, that's it.
That's all seafood. No other ingredients besides the pad Thai. And then we have bamboo shoots. Is that what it is? Sprouts. And then the pad Thai itself is the noodles. Tell us how the noodles are prepared.
The noodles?
Underneath all that, folks, is your pad Thai noodles, which you might not be able to see because it was covered with so much seafood. There's some green onions or scallions. How do you prepare the noodles in pad Thai?
Noodles with stir-fried it.
Stir-fried?
Stir-fried noodles with the shrimp, calamari.
And then what about the peanut?
And the peanut just put after everything is done.
Right.
Just decoration.
That's also flavoring. But
Right.
Crushed peanuts are on there. And I tell you what I like to do is on my pad Thai is I actually take the sauté peanut sauce, which is mixed with coconut milk, and I dab a little bit extra of that. But as you saw there, and thank goodness we got one thing to show you to get folks, even that alone is a beautiful presentation. So that's the Supreme Pad Thai. And that is the real basic entree of Thailand. Now let's go through some of the others that people have. Again, they have a regular pad Thai with, as we mentioned, with your choice of shrimp or chicken, any of those ingredients individually instead of all put together. What are some of I know you have some curry dishes, which is the Indian influence. Tell us a little bit about the curry dishes you have.
We have 4 kinds of curry dishes: red curry, green curry, masman curry, and Penang curry.
Right. Now let's go over those. We've gone over them again. We had a Thai restaurant on last year, and for those people who didn't see the show or don't know the differences, because people really don't know there's 4 flavors. Let's talk about red curry first. Which is the hottest curry? That's the green curry or the yellow curry?
Red curry.
Red curry is the hottest. Okay,
Red
makes
curry.
sense because of the coloring. So red, yellow, and or yellow is a little milder. Is that right?
Right. Red, yellow, green,
Green.
and Penang.
Now Penang is the sweet curry. Is that right?
Penang is dry curry.
Dry, but
Dry
is it a little
curry.
sweeter than the others? No.
It's sweet because of some peanut that they put in it.
Okay, but it comes out sweet. Okay. So, and what do you serve those curries over with entree? Any particular entrees you put on them?
It comes with the jasmine rice.
Uh-huh.
All the curry comes with a jasmine rice on the side. Red curry is a very traditional curry of Thailand, and it's the most spicy curry.
Okay. Does it have any beef or any seafood in it?
We have choices of shrimp, beef, or chicken.
So you can put shrimp, beef, or
That's
chicken
right.
in any of the curries?
Yes.
In any of the curries, okay.
Yes.
But how about the mussaman? I thought a place I've had has been like
For
eggplant or
originally,
what is that?
for original massaman, there's always in Thailand they always serve with the shrimp or beef.
With
I'm
shrimp.
sorry, with the chicken or beef.
Chicken or beef? Okay.
But there's some if some people like seafood so much and they request for shrimp, they can have that too.
Right. Well, we have a lot of vegetarians who watch our show as well, and one thing good about Thai food is there's a lot of vegetables, and not just the vegetables that we talked about in our regular American food, but also vegetables that are unique to Thailand, some of the things we've talked about. So don't hesitate to ask for any of these things done as a vegetarian style, and they'll be happy to do that. Is there any, let's see, what about your, this is more like go to maybe the Chinese influence, your basil shrimp. How does that go in your entree, your basil shrimp?
It's sauteed shrimp with the bamboo shoots,
Bamboo
onions,
shoots, okay.
Green pepper, season that with the garlic, fresh chili, light mushroom soy sauce, and little bit of sugar, and it's basil in it.
Great. So, folks, we're talking to Pim of Cafe Equator, and if you see on our screen right now, we've got our telephone lines up in case you want to give us a call, 483-3336, 483-3338. You can ask Miss Pim or myself or any other question you might want to have about this restaurant. It's a great new restaurant, as we mentioned. It's Thai-based, some really beautiful aesthetics, and some really unique presentations. It's located in the heart of METAIRIE, our adjacent parish, right by the fabulous Lakeside Shopping Center. Open for lunch and dinner every day and just closed for lunch on Sunday. So got a lot of opportunity for you to try this. A very handsome restaurant, and we said done all in a beautiful black and white with the traditional beautiful oil painting of the king of Thailand, very, very customary in a Thai restaurant. Set in the back above a beautiful blue crescent booth, leather booths, are real nice. They have some regular wooden booths, a lot of windows. This was formerly, originally, I believe, a savings and loan at first, then it changed into another restaurant. But it's got a lot of windows, so there's a lot of window seats. And you know, here in New Orleans, we love to have those window seats so we can sit out. So 2/3 of the window, you can 2/3 of the restaurant, you can actually sit out on the window bank to see all the different people outside and just get a beautiful, let that light come in. It's a really nice restaurant. We want you to give them a try. And we're all talking. Let's see, we're all going to talk about a couple more of the entrees, and then it's going to be time, I think, to go back to our musical guest. But let's see what else we can talk about. We've talked about how about Shrimp Equator? I didn't try that, but obviously, if it's got the name of the restaurant, we want to plug that. So what is the Shrimp Equator? How do we do that? Why do we call it Equator?
The restaurant?
No, the dish.
The dish? Because it's a spicy dish.
Spicy dish, okay.
Equator represents hot or spicy.
There we go, great. So tell us how is the Shrimp Equator? What's special about that?
It's got some yellow powder curry in it.
Yellow powder curry?
Right.
Okay.
And it's served with the jasmine rice. It's sauteed shrimp.
Okay.
With the onions, carrots.
Onions and carrots, all right.
Right, and some curry powder in it.
Okay. And that's what's giving it the heat,
right.
the curry powder?
That's right.
That's the only thing giving it the heat? Anything else in it that makes it hot? Okay. Great. All right, that sounds great. I mean, we need to try those heat ones. And let's see if there's anything else. What about this one? This sounds really good. Cashew tori. What is cashew tori? I mean, again, Thailand do like to use a lot of nuts, not only the peanuts, but cashews and almonds. So what are you doing with this cashew tori?
Cashew tori? It's cashew chicken.
All right.
And it's sauteed chicken.
So we saute the chicken again,
right.
Okay.
With onions.
Okay.
Carrots.
Right.
And what's special is about the sauce. We make the sauce separately, and on the sauce it's got wine in it.
All right. White wine or red wine? White wine?
Red
wine.
Okay. Red wine in it, and it's got little soy sauce, some sugar.
Sugar, okay.
And we saute everything together and put some carrot on the top, topping with the cashew nut.
So the cashew nuts are just sprinkled on top.
That's right. And it's served with the jasmine rice.
Oh, the jasmine rice. Let's talk about jasmine rice, because what we've been telling everyone in the last few months is that just like the pasta became the food for the 90s, rice has now replaced, or if you want to put not necessarily replaced, but is the new substitute or the new direction for the millennium. And because of the tremendous varieties of rice, just like there is in pasta, it's an equal substitution. So it's easy to gravitate to this. So you're going to see more and more restaurants and more hosts and hostess serving different international rices. And let's talk about jasmine rice. What constitutes jasmine rice for the folks?
Jasmine rice is an aromatic type of rice. It's white steamed rice.
It is white steamed rice, right?
And in Thailand, we grow our own jasmine rice.
Oh, okay. So actually your rice itself is growing jasmine. Yes. It is a very fragrant, but it is a white rice. Now some of the other rices are different colors or a little darker shade, but it is so you're not going to tell it's maybe a shorter grain than some of the other rices, but the important thing is the beautiful flavor, very, very light scent that's added to the rice, and so it really makes a wonderful addition. And Thailand is very important, just like all Asians, with regard to presentation. And flowers are very important with regard to appearing on the plates or in the dishes and creation. And so jasmine, being one of the flowers, it's a natural for them to use jasmine rice to add that floral effervescence to the dish and to also make a great mild rice dish to add, whether you're eating it by itself or with one of these other dishes. Okay, Pim, let's see if we have anything else we haven't talked about. I see a few more. So, there's also a gingertory. So the only difference there is that you're using ginger between your
sauce also different. Gingertory use a ginger sauce, which is different from Chinese ginger sauce.
How is the ginger sauce done in Thailand?
We use the fresh ginger,
fresh, of course,
saute with the chicken breast.
Oh, okay.
And little bit of light soy sauce. We never use a regular soy sauce. We always use light soy sauce.
Light soy,
a little bit of sugar.
A little sugar, get that sweetness to
right.
it. Great. Well, that sounds great. So there's a nice option. And let's see. Oh, now here's something that, there's also, and this is more Japanese than anything, and although most people, Asians, eat it all together, and that's the barbecue eel. Tell us about barbecue eel, because you usually see that in Japanese restaurants, and a lot of people coil back again. Why are you all featuring barbecue eel in a Thai restaurant?
Well, actually, all the menu that Supatra, she's the owner, and
Supatra's the owner. We didn't mention that.
Right. She wants to keep her menu as original when she owned her first restaurant on North Shore.
Right.
So she want to keep everything like on North Shore. She also owned a sushi bar, something like that.
Right.
But she want to keep it original. And barbecue eel is, we use the same quality as they serve in the Japanese restaurant. Okay. And make some eel sauce, and it's served over jasmine rice, and the size of a seaweed salad and some pickled vegetable.
Pickled vegetable. Well, that's very Japanese, though. We have to admit. I threw you a curve there. That's very Japanese because they do serve that with takowan, which is pickled vegetable. Let's get back to Thailand. There's one dish I forgot. I really wanted to ask you about because it's got the most intriguing title, folks. And it's got a double asterisk, which means it's supposed to be, I think, super spicy. Is that what they call it? Real heat wave. And it's called Something in the Jungle. I think that's one of the great, there needs to be a great old song about that in jungle. So that's just a great, great title. So tell us what is Something in the Jungle, and as an entree?
Something in the Jungle is for people who really, really enjoy eating spicy food. It's got a lot of Thai spices in it. It's got some chili. It's got some Thai ginger root, some black pepper.
Right. What was that?
Young black pepper.
Okay.
Young pepper. And a lot of vegetable in it, carrots, eggplants.
Eggplant.
Right.
There we go.
And
is there any meat or seafood with it?
That's right. You have the customer gonna have a choice of a chicken or beef.
Chicken or beef. Okay. And then how is that prepared? Is that sauteed?
Saute.
Okay.
Saute with the chili paste.
Okay. And it's served with the...
It's served with the jasmine rice.
Jasmine rice. Okay. Well, so you're saying definitely that would be one of the hottest dishes on the menu.
Very authentic Thai in this one.
Wow. Wow. It's hot, folks. With some of the ones we talked about, that beef lava is hot, but that's only a one asterisk. And I didn't see too many 2 asterisks on the menu, so I didn't get a chance to try that one, but I certainly will try it next. Just for the title. In fact, it was on the back side of the menu. That's why I didn't see it after I had already ordered the entrees that we talked about today. We really got some great reasons. There's still some more. Can you believe that? I mean, as you know, there's a veggie delight with tofu. So I know our faithful caller, Grace, who's not with us today, would love to hear that. So there's a whole vegetable plate. Like I say, they use so many vegetables in emphasis in Thailand that there's no problem in creating vegetable dishes if it's not already on the menu. But we'll talk. And one last thing, ultimate fried rice. What do we mean by ultimate fried rice?
It's got a lot of ingredients in it. It's got sauteed chicken and shrimp.
Side of fried rice. So what is it? Why is it ultimate? Because it's got so many ingredients in it?
That's right.
What are some of the unusual ingredients?
Chicken and shrimp.
Chicken and shrimp, okay.
Right. Onions.
All right.
Tomatoes. Raisins.
Raisins, there you go.
It's got some raisins. And it's got, did I say carrot? Tomatoes, carrot. Okay, and some peas.
Peas?
Peas.
Wow. So it's really loaded, huh? So for those, again, who like the Chinese influence, who stand to eat Chinese food, what's good about a Thai restaurant is that there's so many dishes that are Chinese influence, that you're bound to find one you recognize. But maybe some variety, some are going to be almost identical to Chinese. Here's one where you're not going to get a fried rice with that much stuff. So that's why it's called the ultimate. It's loaded. So you couldn't put anything else. The combination or the kitchen sink. So it's got everything you can think of, including peas. Okay, now we're coming on time. I think it's time for us to go back to let our musical guest entertain you. As we mentioned, his name is Mr. Kevin C. Burke from New Orleans, one of our natives. And Kevin, what are you going to do for your second song?
The song is called Chris's Song.
Take it away, please.
Thanks a lot.
If I sang this song enough, maybe it would make its way to you. Remembering how beautiful life is could be easier with you. I'm not ashamed now. I will come right out and say that
local Kevin C. Burke doing another one of his own compositions, and he'll be back to close out the show. And as we mentioned, he's going to be at the Nutriground coming up to debut his new CD that will be released. So go out and check him out there or Tipitina's. All right, we're here today with Miss Pim of Cafe Equator, an eclectic, great new Thai restaurant in Old Metairie, Metairie by Lakeside Shopping Center, a very visible, very highly trafficked area. Metairie certainly deserves some Thai restaurants. It's only got 2, so this is a welcome addition. Beautifully appointed, as we mentioned. Very, very comfortable restaurant. Very authentic. The owners, Sapatria, had originally a restaurant on North Shore that was very, very authentic, but she wanted to bring it to the South Shore, and she has, and brought some of her unique recipes to try and preserve the authenticity of her home cooking. So we've really gone over a lot of the entrees today. We had a lot of the appetizers, didn't too much on the soups, did a few of the salads. Now we're going to touch it again. Dessert is, since there's so many sweet dishes in the entrees, there's usually a limited amount of desserts, but it's really worth the try because they're all unique. And the one that I want to mention, because one of the most common ones in a lot of the Thai restaurants are the mangoes with sticky rice, and they have that as well. The mangoes are seasonal, and the sticky rice is stuck together, but it's a sweet consistency. And so even though, again, we Americans don't think of fruit or vegetables as dessert, many of the other countries take these things and actually turn them into a wonderful, because of their sweet, turn them into a really great dessert, and maybe even a little more healthy than some of the stuff that we eat, even though a lot of sugar in some of these things, so it also has its problems. But again, from a taste standpoint, very unique. But in addition to that, here's one that I really found very, very good, and only at this particular restaurant, and it is sweet rice again, the sticky sweet rice, but with a Thai custard. Really nice flavor. Tell us a little bit about this. Really looked like ginger ice cream almost, the color of the custard. Tell us about the Thai custard, please.
Thai custard is like coconut custard.
Okay.
It's got coconut.
Coconut, which is a wonderful flavor, yeah.
It's got some brown sugar. It's
Brown
got
sugar, okay.
egg in it, and mix it well, and then they steam it. Then it's come in a custard, and they cut in little pieces and topping with the rice, sweet rice.
And aren't there like some sesame seeds or something on it? What is on top of it?
Sesame seeds.
Sesame seeds, yeah. So really unusual. I mean, it's not going to be something you're going to find any place else. But again, very, very delicate. The custard is a lovely, like I say, almost a ginger look, color to it. But it doesn't have, it has that coconut sweetness. And of course, the rice is already sweet. So this is definitely one I want you to try. If you have room, I think this would be your best thing because it is unique to that. But they also have things like fried bananas with vanilla ice cream. A lot of the restaurant will do that with regard to taking a banana and lightly frying it with vanilla. It's very common in Thai restaurants. And they also serve you just ice cream by itself. Again, a dessert is not a real mandate for you to eat because food is so plentiful in most of the other dishes. And like I said, a lot of them are sweet already, so we've already gotten to it. But there's nothing wrong. If you've got the room, there's no reason why you shouldn't try one of those desserts, especially the Thai custard. Now, we'll talk a little bit about beverages before we close and go back out to Kevin. And first of all, this restaurant is totally appointed from a beverage standpoint. First of all, there's a full bar. Any type of alcohol that you want is going to be served. So in addition to regular cocktails, so especially with the holidays coming up, people are doing all the exotic things they have. They also have a full line of beers, including domestic, including international, including Japanese and Thai beers. So great opportunity to try Thai beer. Shanghai is even served in some Chinese restaurants. So again, it's a common, very flavorful beer. It'd be great for you to try. Another thing is, since they do have some Japanese dishes, they have the traditional Japanese sake, both in hot and cold, and the Chinese plum wine. So you see, folks, got a full range here of alcohol as well as Japanese beers, as well as specialty drinks like sake and wine. But let's talk about the non-alcoholic, because this is where I really fall into play, and I really fell in love with. Again, they have the soft drinks, they have juices, they have bottled water and coffee. But the important thing here is the dramatic emphasis on teas. As you know, Chinese has the hot jasmine tea. Here you have, of course, a typical iced tea and a Thai tea. Now, for those who haven't had Thai tea, this is another thing. If you want to try a dessert, instead of having one of those other desserts, drink a Thai tea. Thai tea is iced tea, but I believe it's condensed milk in it, is it not? Comes to an orange flavor. Is that right? The condensed or half cream?
It's cream.
Okay. But it gives it a real sweet flavor. So again, you're going to take, many times that's so filling, that would be a great dessert element as a Thai tea. But in addition to the cold teas, they have a lovely variety of hot teas. And as I mentioned, there's the jasmine tea, which is typically served in the Chinese restaurants. There's the green tea, which of course we're all familiar with from the Japanese restaurants. But here's one I haven't seen around except for some of the health food stores and restaurants, and really delicious, and that's the roasted brown rice tea. This is really a flavorful hot tea. Let's talk about, can you tell us anything about it? I know you don't make it yourself there, but tell us about what is roasted brown rice tea.
It's got, when you drink it, you smell roasted brown rice, and when drinking it, it's like, it's aromatic taste, I would say. Aromatic taste to the roasted brown rice and mixed up with the green tea.
Right. Well, as you all hopefully know, a lot of people should know that brown rice is, of course, supposedly, from a health standpoint, much better for you than the white rice, the starchy rice. I don't know if you eat it. I love it as a flavor. Can't get it all the time. And again, we're not talking about some places the brown rice are taking white rice and using other sauces or leftover stuff, ingredients to make it brown. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about truly grown brown rice. It's a real delicate feature. It has an unusual flavor, but very, very mild, not strong. And when you roast that and turn it into tea, we're talking about really something. There's only one other tea I like as well, and that's a Japanese kukicha, but we're not going to talk about it in this show. But roasted brown rice tea, I think, is going to be something that you really, for those who are tea drinkers like myself, you're really going to find it's flavorful. And it's going to be really hearty, but again, something you don't need to add lemon or you don't need to add any cream. This is a basic pure tea that is a delight to drink all through your meal, let alone at the finish. Okay, well, we've done a great job of covering the menu today. Unfortunately, we do apologize for some of our picks being lacking. Just one of those technical follow-ups of today. You know, we have a lot of wonderful technology, but sometimes when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you did get to see one picture, and hopefully one picture is worth 10,000 words, so that picture will lure you in for that particular dish. But we're hoping that all the description that Ms. Pim and I have given you will make you interested in trying. Again, the name of the restaurant is Cafe Equator, and it's in Metairie or Jefferson Parish, directly across from Lakeside Shopping Center. And the restaurant is open Monday through Sunday. It's open 7 days a week for dinner, and it's open 6 days a week for lunch. It's only closed Sunday lunch. So you got to give them a try, folks. They're new to the neighborhood, but because of the holidays and their proximity to a heavily traversed shopping center, they're doing extremely well, which we're so glad to see. That's our point of our show here, to get these restaurants known to you, so you'll try them, give them the business they need to stay in business, to flourish, to continue to proliferate, so New Orleans will continue to be the capital of restaurants here in the United States. Now, we're going to go in a few minutes back to our musician, but I do want to tell you about next week's show. Next week's show, we've got another new restaurant for you. It's called Crustaceans and More. Now, that's a very intriguing title, so I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but it's called Crustaceans and More. It's in the Frenchman area, but down by Gentilly, which we would call our eastern area, Gentilly area. So it's a nice little trek, but it's got an interesting group for you. And we paired them with an unusual combination. With a local St. Bernard Parish rock band. So it's going to be an interesting show, folks, to say the least. Sometimes we put these paradoxes together, sort of like Thai food, things that don't normally go together, and they clash, but they do turn together. So it'll be interesting. Don't forget to watch that cafe with regard to the next show, and that's Crustaceans and More. As you know, our show repeats on Saturday morning in the wee hours, 3 a.m. A lot of our hospitality. I was at lunch today at a restaurant, and someone came in and said, "Boy, we saw your show, 3 o'clock on Saturday morning." So more and more, the late night hours, the people come out late hours, or the hospitality people are seeing that late show, which I thought never really would take off, but it's really doing well, the repeat performance. So if you missed this one, you can catch it again at 3 a.m. next Saturday. And then 3 p.m., come back to us on Channel 77, and you'll see crustaceans and more. Don't forget about our website, www.restrevue.com. We'll be back to see you next Saturday at 3 p.m. And we'd love to hear from you on the website about any information that you want. Meanwhile, we're going to let our local artist, Kevin C. Burke, take us out to the credits. And Kevin, tell us what you're going to do for your finale.
My last song is called Trapped.
Trapped. Take it away.
Thanks a lot.
Trapped in situations, it's your duty to take action.
The most important